Hey guys, welcome back to the Casual NBA Fanatic podcast. Now, today's episode, obviously with free agency period kind of closing, we still have a few veterans who have still yet to actually pick a team just yet. Obviously guys like Bradley Beal, DeMar DeRozan, Russell Westbrook, guys that also wouldn't have that many offers because their talents don't fit as seamlessly to every single situation. But obviously LeBron James is still on the market and he's still taking his sweet time to decide where he wants to take his talents. For his last year or two in this league, the dude is turning 42, and in terms of just compared to those other vets, like you just don't see many players bring that level of versatility and portability to literally every single situation. And that is what is so special about this LeBron James situation here. This is literally one of the most subtly greatest free agency races that we have seen in a long time, because with the price tag that you're actually getting LeBron James with, it's like the ultimate bonus point. And like you're bringing in basically a superstar for cheap money, just short term. So there are so many win now situations that just are begging to have this guy come over for just a few seasons, maybe even just one. And it would be 100% worth it. And we're just going to quickly rack them off because obviously the teams that really are in the hunt for it, it's Golden State, Miami, Philly, San Antonio, Denver. I mean, Cleveland's in the race. I don't know how suited they will be. Just to quickly touch on Cleveland, like obviously playing with Donovan Mitchell, James Harden backcourt, like you'd be moving back to Cleveland for a legacy point of view, but then also just the fact that you might actually be able to win a title, though I don't think Cleveland offers the same situation as any of these other teams do, whether it's from a personality fit, from a lifestyle fit, considering he does have a family and he does have most of his life tied still in California. And then also just playing behind James Harden and Donovan Mitchell, like I just don't think that accentuates just what LeBron James is actually good at, especially with more of a loaded paint with Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. And that's why, you know, whether it's LeBron being used as a screener and roller and 4-and-3 passing hub, it's just a little bit limited within Cleveland's system. And then also he's playing behind what is a relatively capped superstar in Donovan Mitchell. So for Cleveland, I don't know, I'm kind of writing it off myself. I know it'd be nice for his legacy to go back to Cleveland, but in terms of just winning a title and just playing with people that he actually likes, and then also just fitting his natural lifestyle, I just don't know if Cleveland's the best for that. But that's why we land on with these other five. And Golden State, like we'll start with them. But in terms of just a personality and lifestyle fit, like you're talking about playing with Steph and Draymond Green. Obviously, Anthony Davis might be off the table. Jimmy Butler would be a very highly, like just an easy person to get along with as well. Just a veteran that's achieved so much in this league. Two guys that have also gone head to head who LeBron would have a shit ton of respect for, still in the same locker room though he is injured. Also as a lifestyle fit, and it's not just like all the golfing stuff that you see on social media that is being hyped up by Steph, but it's also just the fact that he still gets to live in California. He's not that far away from his family or from his son playing in Arizona as well. So just from the lifestyle fit, it would 100% fit LeBron. But the only thing with this trade, because the fact is the AD deal didn't go through, and this would be one of the lowest championship odd teams that LeBron could actually join, which no hate to them. Like obviously you're still pairing Steph and LeBron, two superstars in the same squad, but these are two guys who, for Steph, more or less pretty injury prone, and for LeBron, he can't tax his energy as much as typical. But what is beautiful is just this fits LeBron's ability to still impact with and without the ball. And as a basketball fit too, this just looks absolutely splendid. You have another fulcrum passing hub with Draymond Green at the top of the key that will allow for a lot of that really fun mixed up Curry, LeBron flaring actions off ball too. We know just the type of athlete LeBron still is, and the freight train he is downhill with any downhill angle or any downhill runway advantage towards the rim. That would be absolutely sexy to watch. Any of the roll man stuff between him and Steph would just be absolutely beautiful. Just a dynamic rim pressuring athlete that Draymond Green just isn't just anymore. Then also you're just getting like more spot up shooting, more closeout attacking, just more size. Like one of Golden State's biggest weaknesses in the past few years is that they're pretty undersized. They play Draymond Green at the 5 so much, so you're just adding more physical mobility at that position. More transition athleticism. The athleticism isn't overly powerful on this roster. Like Jonathan Kuminga was like the last big like physical, rim pressuring type of athlete that they actually had. Now they're bringing in LeBron James. Also just the screening value, the post-splits hub that he can present as a passer, like everything he does as a connected piece would fit absolutely perfectly. And in terms of being able to impact and just have fun on the court, like Golden State would be perfect for LeBron. It's my general fit that I think would suit him, and I'd have a ton of fun watching him play with Steph and Draymond. But moving on, Miami. Now, obviously, we saw like the Westbrook report come out. Like, if Miami do hunt Westbrook, they're not going to get LeBron. If LeBron goes there, Westbrook won't go to Miami. I don't know. It's a pretty questionable report overall. I think people are just trying to mix up stuff. But maybe there is some bad blood from the Lakers days. But Miami, if they do eventually get LeBron, they are just leaning into this brutal physicality identity, just utterly. Giannis, LeBron, Bam Adebayo in the same front line. Davion Mitchell at your one spot. Again, super physical, big, strong guy that can absorb a ton of strength at the point of attack. Andrew Wiggins, another strong, lengthy guard, strong, lengthy wing as well, who brings a bit of like that closeout attacking feel at the same time. So they're just leaning into that full physical identity, and I absolutely love that in terms of just leaning into your superpowers, because the offense, at the end of the day, like Davion Mitchell, Giannis, Andrew Wiggins, like Bam, in terms of those being your main creators, like the offense is going to be so clunky as it is. So it doesn't matter with leaning into your actual superpower and making that your biggest advantage that no team in the NBA can actually take away, except for maybe Orlando and Detroit. So I really like the fit with that, like that standpoint, but then also just LeBron as a ball handling fit. And we know LeBron wants to actually still contribute to a team at this point in his career because he actually has the capabilities to do so. And he just adds a third all-star to this squad, a second superstar, and he'd be the primary ball handler, which he definitely can still be, especially for what will be a clunky offense. Just leading every single possession will probably be dragged down half court unless it is played in full court transition. So just in terms of that aspect, like LeBron's still one of the most stable ball handling prospects that you could find in the league. And then also bring LeBron in with Giannis and Bam in the same front line. This just absolutely fortifies their defensive switchability and their rotation athleticism on the back line. There might be like legit no rim points and no advantages that this unit actually gives up. And obviously LeBron, he can't tax himself defensively as much as usual, but you don't need to when you're playing with this much like defensive stability on every single position in this starting unit. It'd be absolutely beautiful. And then also he just adds more of a shooting element to this roster. And obviously it's still clunky and we don't know. It's a big variable, like how LeBron's going to be shooting. You know, he's entering his 24th year. Does he actually want to go into the lab and put in a ton more effort to shoot better than he did last year and get back to that 2024, 2025 feel as a shooter? Maybe not. Maybe he does though. We don't know. But he just brings a plus shooting value to this roster. Philly, on the other hand, less likely, in my opinion, I'll be quicker here, less likely with Philly just for destination purposes, but also just as a fit. It's kind of similar to Cleveland, but, you know, seating LeBron next to Embiid, Maxey, and Jaylen Brown just doesn't give LeBron much of an impact role that he can actually take on offensively. Again, that just means it's less fun for him to actually travel across the country to play for a year and ditch his family just for that. Defensively, like, Philly's always lacked more of like a true defensive captain, someone that can truly, you know, captain just a fast physical rotation defense, provide all that backline athleticism and stuff. So that would be the main role that he would have to take on, because obviously Joel Embiid lacks the same rim protection mobility at this age. But the thing is, just seeing LeBron, he isn't going to be your offensive 1A. And that's why when you're sitting him next to Joel Embiid, it is relatively questionable with Joel as your designated star, just with the injury history. And that provides a little bit of more variable for LeBron as well. Like, is he actually going to get a proper playoff run with an actual like star cast? And then also just playing next to Jaylen Brown and Joel Embiid as like your top two guys. I don't think LeBron would want to do that at all. I don't think he'd want to just corner sit and play defense, maybe run out and transition. And then the other thing is, well, Philly just don't need him. Like, there's not really much that LeBron actually offers to them that they actually need at this point in time. They're not going to utilize his connective values offensively as much as like other teams actually would, because Golden State have such a diverse system in place right now. Philly just don't have that. They're a bit more of that brute force type of offense. So I just don't think Philly really need him. San Antonio, this would be LeBron's best chance at a title. He fits their four-man position perfectly. He just offers the physical, mobile tank to seat next to Wemby, especially because Wemby's still in these younger years. But then also just as a skill and size fit, he also offers someone that can initiate and orchestrate any of their late game possessions and just help Wemby get his comfort footing in playoff environments just by setting him up, forcing him to actually start from spots that actually favor his advantages. That was a big thing with San Antonio, just the playoff clutch offense. That's really what killed them in that final series against New York. So just having a more mature creator and just a stabilizer of pace, that would be why he would fit perfectly in San Antonio. Not as likely though, just destination fit, not great for him. And then also questionable just with his history against San Antonio. It'd just be weird as a legacy fit to see him in a Spurs jersey. And also just as a personality fit, he's around a bunch of young guys, mature young guys, but just a lot of young guys. It'd just be a bit weird for LeBron to do that. Denver, another great fit for a dying top tier contender who just desperately just want him to try salvage what they do have and keep Jokic happy and give them an excuse not to have to trade Jamal Murray to shake things up. Now, not sure if the fit here is as glamorous as the other teams. Obviously, they still have Aaron Gordon, who is still so immensely valuable. And he's a guy that LeBron and Aaron Gordon, they just share pretty similar skill sets and pretty similar physical traits. Big physical forwards plus spot-up shooters at the same time who also provide that vertical screening threat too. But again, most of these traits interchangeable are pretty portable themselves. Like you can have more shooting on the roster. You can have more connective value, more vertical spacing, more screening value. That just improves the diversity across the roster. So it's not as needed as the teams like Golden State and maybe what San Antonio need, but Denver could still absolutely use LeBron absolutely perfectly. He helps offer them an actual physical rim attacker and a driving-based playmaker outside of Jamal Murray. And Jamal Murray, we know, is actually quite prone to losing his productivity against more physical defenses. That's like provided them multiple repeated playoff problems. But just offering an actual downright, just athletically empowered attacker, that changes a lot of things for Denver's offense. And then more of a space floor with LeBron too. I mean, this gives LeBron absolutely free reign to return as a predominant driving force because he hasn't played with many spacing fives in his career, but playing with Nikola Jokic and how that two-man game, how that inverted game with LeBron setting screens for Jokic, how that will fare for LeBron and the amount of runways he will get with their shooting and their spacing and their offensive skill set across the roster. That would be beautiful for the offensive side. But outside of all these teams, I mean, it's going to take maybe another week or two, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised. And it's because the list of teams that actually want this dude's service at this age, it's something that we've never seen before and maybe in any other sport. Because it's absolutely exceptional because like the dude is still a top 15 player in the league. I still have him ranked at, I'm going to do my top 50 list, but I have LeBron top 15 right now. And he's still a superstar in this league. He was still a top 10 playoff performer last year. So he's legitimately that great and he slots into any single system, any single situation. And that is what is so special about the talent that LeBron James has been his entire career. And it's leading into now where he's still offering you value at this point in his career. That's why he's the longevity GOAT in any sport, in my opinion, because there's not many guys that can bring that versatile trait to any sort of team sport at this age. And obviously the versatility, like I said, is still top tier. And this race has been so dramatic and so fun to watch. I can't wait to see LeBron make his decision because literally anywhere he goes, he's going to absolutely boost their chances at a title. But it all depends on what the actual man himself wants, and we'll see what happens. I appreciate you guys for listening, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.